Obviously, Dallas has had a lot of change throughout the course of this year. Just how difficult is it to try and evaluate their team with all that?
I mean, it's tough. We haven't got a chance to see, AD. But at this point, where we at, it can't matter how difficult something is. We just gotta come out, focus on us, and bring the compete level at a high level.
They got a lot of size, obviously, going double big lineups. What challenges do you think that presents, and how you guys could counter that?
Rebounding. Rebounding. We gotta understand. Am I giving a game plan away if I tell you?
I see you.
Yeah, let me see. We just gotta play together.
Do you feel you've seen what maybe the best of what this group is capable of, or do you think that's still to come?
I mean, it's still to come, but we definitely show moments, spurts, and games how special we could be, and it don't matter who we playing against. We showed it. I think everything we've been through this year, the ups and downs, we gotta kind of ball that all up into one and allow that to be our best, Sacramento Kings come tomorrow night.
Is there much of a mentality shift from a playoff series to a winner-take-all type of game?
I mean, it's literally win or go home. I mean, it's nothing more than that other than a game 7, and this is a game 7. It's literally win or go home. So that mentality is whoever won it the most.
I guess kind of piggybacking off on that, Sunday after the game, Domas said that you guys are all peaking at the right time and kind of gelling together. Do you feel that gives you guys a little bit more optimism or, motivation coming into this game? And do you also echo those sentiments?
I mean, you always want to be playing well at the right time. You always want to be doing anything at the right time when it's time, to do anything. And I think with us, feeling that way, it brings a lot of confidence, understanding that whatever we need to go out there and do, we could do it.
I know you've been inside the Golden One Center a lot this year, but just to see the fan base and what that can bring on a playoff game, are you intrigued by that at all? Or
For sure. I mean, I don't think fans understand how far that would take a team. The energy that you feel in the building, the crowd. There's been moments this year in the arena where the crowds, you barely could hear yourself think. And being able to have that advantage first game at home, we got to use that to our advantage.
Will you watch the Warriors-Memphis game tonight at all?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I watch basketball all day, every day, so I definitely watch it.
It seems like you've embraced a little bit more of like the point guard role, or they put you into that these last couple of weeks. With Malik being out, how much more responsibility do you feel like you have as a distributor?
I mean, I just always naturally, over last, 5, 6, 7 years, being more conscious of being a better playmaker, getting my teammates involved, making, things easier, not just for myself, but other guys. So it's nothing new to me.
Yeah. I had to stop talking about it.
How ready are you guys for tomorrow?
We're ready. We had two good days. Everyone's gonna get their extra shots, get their bodies right. And we'll have another shoot around tomorrow to sharpen up things.
Do you feel, you guys have played some pretty good ball over these last few games. Do you feel like you've seen the best of what you guys have to offer, or is that kind of still to come?
I always feel like there's room for improvement. The more you get to know your teammates and everybody on the same page is easier. But tomorrow is a whole different game. It's a team we haven't faced. They have all these new players, new lineups. So I feel like the coaching staff did a great job these last 2 days. And tomorrow we're gonna refresh it.
Do you guys, when you have prepare for a game like this, like be it a playoff series or anything else, does it change that much more when it's a win or go home scenario?
Of course, no one wants to go home. No one wants to keep playing, for the ultimate goal. And tomorrow we're at home, in front of our fans. So it's gonna be a fun one.
With Dallas's two big lineup, just how much has that changed your game plan specifically going into this game?
We know they switch a lot. They're the second or third team in switches. So that's obviously gonna take us out of all of our pick and roll stuff and all that stuff. So we're gonna have to find ways to score in other areas. So that's what we've been working on.
And pace, is that part of that as well?
Yeah, of course. We got to go out and run. They have two bigs. As quick as we can get that down the floor, so they're not there blocking shots will help us.
What's the biggest difference when AD's playing at the 4 versus the 5?
He's hovering around the paint. I might think I might go by the big man, but then you got AD coming from behind. So obviously that's that makes it a lot more difficult. Same thing, we might be in the pick and roll, Zach might go downhill on the pick and roll, but then you got also on the weak side it's AD, not another power forward.
Because of what he has around him with AD, and I know he's only played like 8 games, I think it is, with this group, but is he playing a different role than what you've used to seeing him in LA?
Maybe just more aggressive. He's going out there taking more shots. They're playing great with him. So that's why it's going to be a team effort for us to try and slow him down.
Will you watch tonight's game against Memphis in Golden State?
Oh yeah, of course. This is a play of basketball that you do want to watch.
Obviously, you're preparing for Dallas as a whole, but with AD sort of being the main guy there, do you go back and look at some of his LA film in preparation for this?
We actually didn't. It was just all Dallas film and how they're using him here and trying to learn their tendencies as best as possible.
The way they defend in the half court, I imagine pace is going to be a real big point of emphasis for you. Do you feel like you guys are kind of built for that?
Yeah, we're going to have to push ourselves. We might have a high pace, halfway through the game or 3 quarters. This is a game where we got to try and push it throughout the whole game, even in the 4th quarter, because that's where our advantage is with it.
So you've had a little bit of experience with Kings fans in postseason environments. Yeah. What are you expecting from an atmosphere standpoint?
Oh, to be sold out, to be amazing. I'm excited.
With Dallas having that double big lineup, Keegan's guarded up a little bit more this year and improved as a rebounder. How have you seen that growth throughout this season and how it could play a factor?
With Keegan?
Yeah.
He's been great. He's been stepping up to the matchup. He's been guarding 4s, 5s, anything he has to, and tomorrow's going to be another test for us. It's going to be a team defensive effort.
When's the last time you touched a golf ball?
Before I took the job of coaching.
Does that worry you?
Not at all. I'd rather be good at coaching than golfing.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to think about golf at the time like this, but just when you think about just what lies ahead for you guys and so much uncertainty, you've been in plenty of win or go home moments. How do you feel like that scenario plays for your team?
I mean, more than anything, I think you embrace the moment and enjoy it. Because if you don't, all the other things that go against you, it's the ability to get stiff and tight, and all these things that we're not about. So I want them to have fun, be serious about what we're doing, pay attention to detail, all those different things, but at the same time, come out here and have fun, put on the show.
Speaking of,
you have postseason experience as a coach, but even as a player, how much do you draw back on those previous experiences when you were playing and try to implement different things that helped you with this group?
I think a lot of that comes into play because if players haven't experienced it, you talk to them about it. Certain scenarios you talk about. So all that different stuff comes into play. Sometimes, like practice-wise, you might understand how it comes into play. During the game, you don't really know when and how it's going to come into play sometimes. It's just little things that you might see and you're able to help one of your players with, and then even teammate to teammate, encourage them to, if you've been in moments before, explain to them the value of it and valuing the basketball and all those different things. It's all those experiences, this is what it's all about.
It's like one of those instances where, like Jay Crowder, for example, a lot of playoff experience, kind of lean on those guys to try to share with his teammates.
Definitely. You talk to a guy who has a lot of experience because those moments inside of them, you're trying to do the right thing. They can become big in the moment, but then when you break it down, it's just basketball. So you just want to, are there some different things that I should look for, different cues and stuff? And that's really the type of stuff that you're sharing with the players, but at the same time, when it goes peer to peer, it is always big. It's always big.
As a player, you had the luxury of playing in front of these fans in Sacramento throughout all your postseason runs. How big do you think these fans are going to be tomorrow, and how much do you feel that's going to energize and, really set the tone for this team?
Well, I don't think, a few players have been here, but Sacramento postseason basketball is a different animal. It's a lot of places get credit for a lot of things that started right here in Sacramento, in my opinion. I had never experienced anything quite like it. I've been to finals games. I've watched them on TV, and nothing was like that. So I'm hoping that they come out. I wouldn't expect anything less and turn the hell up. So it should be a really, really fun environment.
Will you watch that Memphis Golden State game tonight?
Yeah, I'm a basketball junkie, so I'll have it on, but I'll be working. So, I have to make sure that I'm prepared for what we need to do. But, most definitely, if basketball's on, most times I'm watching.
Having coached now, Zach and DeMar are the same as teammates. Obviously, DeMar using him as a point guard situation quite often. Do you notice differential from what they did in Chicago together compared to the way you're using him here?
A little bit. I think that when you look at our team, there's some talent here that they didn't have there. They had different type of talent. Voos is a little bit different. Big fella's a little bit different than what you get with Domas. Domas has the ability to DHO and a lot of different things that they didn't necessarily do there. But both of them, I think, are valuing the moment probably maybe a little different than they did there, especially with Debo. I think he understands, and he's trying to get his teammates to constantly understand what these moments mean, because even when I played, you never know when you're going to get them back, and it's truly important that you take advantage of them. With Zach, I think that he's understanding that as well. So a little bit, but at the same time, they're going to go out and hoop because they're hoopers. So I'm excited for both of them to experience this environment and hopefully thrive in it.
And then with AD, I think there's only 8 games that he's played with Dallas. Not a big sample size at all, but do you notice him being utilized different than when he was with the Lakers?
Well, with the Lakers, I think he played more 5 before they traded him. He played some 4. And kind of that's what he's experiencing there. So they have Lively and Gafford who play the 5. He plays the 4. When they sub him out, sometimes he is at the 5. So I think a little bit probably more 4 than he experienced with LA.
What changes with him at the 4?
A lot, man. Because he's a monster. Like he doesn't have to worry about battling with the big guys. Probably not in as many pick and roll coverages. Rim protection is probably a bit different. He's just a problem, period. But when you start to take him and put him on smaller players, his advantage continues to escalate.
I would ask this question about being on the sideline for the first time in the postseason as a coach.
You won't know until you do it. I'm humbled and proud to be able to represent the Sacramento Kings and represent these guys because I love everything that they're about. Same with the Kings. This is for me. It's about trying to accomplish something that we got really close to as a player and as a team as a player on that team, but wasn't able to do it. So every opportunity to play in the postseason, I relish it in the highest regard, and obviously in front of our fans is ultimately incredible. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
What did you think about what happened with the Stockton group last night?
Super proud of them, man. Like, Q did a wonderful job. I thought that our guys fought extremely hard, like losing the first one, coming back and getting one at home, and then having to travel. IJ going down on the red eye, guys there, like it's big time. Those are the building blocks for everything that we do. Like, we have a championship down in Stockton, and I know those guys are extremely proud. I know Stockton is, and I know all of our Kings fans are proud of it for sure.
It's so third straight.
Obviously, this team's played into Game 7 before, winner go home games, that type of thing. But the play-in tournament, is there any sort of unique aspect to the kind of immediate winner go home nature to it? You might be in a series and have a little bit of time for that anticipation to build versus the play-in. It's just the first game. Does that change the approach at all, or is it kind of
winner go home or winner go home? It is like you build up more, more real estate in a series, but. When it's winner go home, you throw it up. It's time to hoop. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's the third straight year that Stockton was the 1 seed, and then they finally get the chip this year. Just how valuable is it to not only have that system for guys to go down there and develop, but be able to get an opportunity to play meaningful games like that?
I think it's huge because we're all about meaningful basketball. That's where we're heading towards. That's what we want, and we want to take that to the highest level. And for us, I truly believe that Stockton and the G League, those are valuable assets that we have to take advantage of. The opportunity for them to play, the opportunity for them to play big-time basketball, but also the continuity between the parent club and the sister club is you have to have that, in my opinion, so that when guys go down there, they're running similar stuff. They're running all the same stuff. They come back here, it's seamless, and they're ready to go. That means that their development is going to be quicker and faster and more impactful.